Look at Benny. He likes to eat in here. It's a little, see, there's a little freaking door, and he thinks he's being tricky. I mean, he thought it was a good idea to go in there. Isn't that cute? Look at Benny boy. And then there's Riley. Okay, Riley. Move, Riley, get Riley cat. They're all three of them are up here. Okay, I just put food in 3 different spots, okay? Now, I need to find your all's freaking cat things. Cat. Look at Benny. He's so cute. He likes to hide. And it's a fun place to go. All 3 of them like to go. Not together. Butterscotch has got to be right behind. It's got to be right behind Riley for some reason. Sometimes they like to, give each other a bath for some reason. Well, Butterscotch likes Riley, and Riley likes Butterscotch. That's good. And I can see right now Butterscotch is getting ready to knock this over. He likes to knock over water for some reason. He doesn't like to knock it over. What it is he tries to move it around. Look how Benny is so cute right over there. And Riley was funny. Riley, you were funny yesterday. I wanted to get Riley doing it because he was funny doing it yesterday. See how they try to do that? They go in there and hide. It's so funny. Hi, Butterscotch. Butterscotchy. Where's Gabby? Gabby's tired. She went for a walk and she's really, really tired. Okay. Look at Riley. What a pretty boy. Riley, what a pretty boy you are. You ignoring me? Hey, Riley. Kitty, 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 kitty. Tuna. Riley, what a pretty boy you are. Yeah. He's like, I know I am very pretty. Riley. He's ignoring me for some reason. He followed me down the street. Riley did. He's Inspector Gadget. He was wanting to see what I was doing. What is it, baby? What is it? You have to calm down. There's Butterscotch over there. Everybody's happy now. Y'all can calm down. You've had your food and all. You can calm down now. Okay? What is it, Benny Boo? What is it? Benny Pooh? Benny Pooh or Benny Boo? Well, I think I'll go back in there. It's a fun place to go in there and hide. And they usually go in there and sleep. And it's like they take turns. I never know who's going to go in there. It's really funny. Okay. Now look at Riley. He's over there. He's over there sitting in the... Excuse me. He's over there sitting in the little like scratching thing. I mean, they like to take turns over there. Now, and everything, for some reason, I mean, it's not even a cat bed, but they think, they treat it like it's a cat bed or something. Now, what's his name? As you can see over there, it's kind of gotten all messed up because Butterscotch has really torn this thing up. He's torn up the freaking, and that's what you're supposed to do with, he's torn everything up, as you can see. It wasn't like that before. Okay. Excuse me. Wasn't like that before, but he's torn it up a little bit. It's funny. Okay. You see that over there? He's torn that up. Benny didn't have it like that. But Butterscotch really goes to town on that freaking tree. I mean, I guess I need to cut his nails. But he's really gone to town and you see all that? Ripped it. He's a little wild man. Okay, but he needs to, I probably need to, try to see if I can, I don't know what I can do. I mean, he ripped it out of there. He's rough on things. It looks like little bugs, but they're not bugs. He freaking ripped through it. He ripped through it, and, the black on it is coming through, because He tore it up. I mean, he's been tearing it up, basically. I guess that's what it's for, a scratching post. I mean, it looks kind of bad, but he's been ripping it up. Wild man. He's a wild man. It was perfectly fine. Benny didn't do that. He's very careful and all. But Benny wasn't really even happy about him getting in there. But anyways, there's Riley. Riley, hi baby. Riley was Inspector Gadget. I was, see, he likes to tear things up. That's what he does. See how he's doing it? But Riley was following me down the street, wanting to know what I was doing, because he's like Inspector Gadget, looking to see what I was doing, and then followed me home. Funny cat. Look at Butterscotchy. Yeah, he likes to tear stuff up. Well, I'm almost got everything cleaned up in here. I'm almost there. There's Butterscotchy. And there's Riley. He was outside. Like I said, I went to, side of the road stuff or whatever, and I had several, like walking back and forth and all. Like I had to do that 7 more times, but it wasn't even that far because it's just around the corner and all. And that was kind of still hurt my leg. My ankle hurts again. I got too hot or whatever at the flea market. The farmer's market. I got really, really hot. I mean, I had black on and stuff. This really cute jumpsuit, with shorts and all. I got way too hot. And then I got dehydrated, and I was drinking a bunch of water. It just really made me sick. The sun can make you really sick and all. But I happened to see a bunch of things on the side of the road, and so I went to investigate it and all. And, I had to walk back and forth because I don't have a car right now. And somebody, can't even, and it's pretty sad, this one girl was like, I've never seen anything like that. Like, I watched this guy, it was just the weirdest thing, ever. I didn't know what he was doing. This guy had 2 suitcases, and she was telling the story, and she was saying, and he would take one suitcase up and then go back and get the other one, and he was just sitting there in the middle of nowhere, and, there was no hotels, not anything at all. And she didn't know why that, what it is she basically copied my story. That's just horrible. You know what I mean? Get your own freaking story. She made up a story that basically I said that it took me 7 times when I did that dumpster diving in March because I don't have a car right now and I had to walk back and forth. I'd have to take something up, I didn't, like down the sidewalk, as far as I could go, and then I had to go back and get the other thing, and I had to go back and forth 7 times, and everything, and then, I guess she just can't come up with her own freaking stories, but she, said, who freaking has, that's not coincidence, who freaking has the same story? Nobody, okay? She, said that, made that up, I'm sure, right after I did that and said that. It's pretty sad you can't even come up with your own freaking stories, saying, and lo and behold, this guy, an older guy, he couldn't, she's like, I was going to tell the guy he should have just picked up the suitcases. Well, maybe the suitcases were too freaking heavy. Did you ever think about that? They might have been too heavy, because that stuff gets heavy, you know what I mean? And everything, try carrying 2 suitcases, far distance and see if you can do it. And see how exhausted it can get. That's why I was doing one at a time, and that's why I was going back and forth 7 different times and all, because I couldn't carry the stuff home, and I had to do that because I didn't have a car. What I'm trying to say is it really did happen to me. You know what I'm saying? I was talking about it wasn't such a good idea, and I can't even have my own story. It really happened to me, and then she made up some freaking story by saying that she just didn't know what to think about this guy walking back and forth, carrying two suitcases, but he wouldn't carry them. He would carry one, and then he would go a little farther down the street. It was exactly the same freaking story I had. It was a true story, you see, but she couldn't. I mean, that's just rude. Come up with your own freaking stories. I mean, that just doesn't happen. You know, I guess she thought it would be a good thing to talk about because it's something she's never brought up before in her videos and stuff, and because it really did happen to me, it was a bad idea. It's too far to walk and stuff like that, and it just wasn't a good idea. I mean, I did what I did, and it just about kicked my butt because it was too far to walk and all. But what I'm saying is, it was too heavy to carry everything at one time. And then some guy did come up and help me, and he put his stuff in his car and then took it to my house, and that was really nice of him to do that. But she goes and freaking takes my freaking story. I mean, that's rude. Can't come up with their own stories. I would never even think to take somebody's story like that. I mean, got some nerve. She couldn't come up with her own stories. I guess it was exciting, the fact that it really did happen to me. Oh, look how cute. Butterscotch is giving, well, he was. I can't say anything to him because if I say something to the cats, or whatever, then they stop. But anyways, she thought it was a good idea, I guess, to take my story of me saying I was walking back and forth on the sidewalk. I would walk up the sidewalk, about, I don't know how far, but as far as I could go, not too far though. And I would take something up there like my cart with stuff in it, and I was showing people that I had 7 piles of stuff. I was going back and forth and all, and that I guess she thought it was a good story or something. It was the truth, and because I don't have a car right now, things happen to people and all. But I mean, who goes and takes my freaking story? I mean, what are the odds of that happening? It probably didn't happen, and she probably made it up because she can't think it. I mean, who freaking copies what a person says on their fucking video? I mean, excuse my French, but that's just rude. I mean, what are the odds of that happening to somebody else within, literally, what I'm saying, within, a couple of days? It just happened to happen. That's BS. I mean, seriously, get your own freaking stories. And they don't copy other people's stories, for God's sakes. I just think that's rude. You got problems. She doesn't know how to dress herself, and she says apparently she wasn't taking the shower the right way. But she can't dress herself. She looks at other people's stuff. And when people do that and they have to copy everybody, they're really just insecure with themselves. But anyways, I mean, I do like that girl and all, but I just think it's rude that, I can't even have the story that actually happened to me, and then she goes and puts it in her freaking line, the title and all. That was the weirdest thing I saw this guy do, because she couldn't come up with it herself, you see, and she had to copy my story. That's rude. I mean, get your own freaking stories. It really happened to me. You know what I'm saying? It was exhausting and everything, and I was trying to tell people what I had to do to get some really cool stuff for free and all, to use for junk journaling and stuff like that. People, it's shocking. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I mean, other people, I said you can't make this stuff up, then this other girl goes and says the same words I say, and then gets mad at me for saying some of her words. A lot of people just, for some reason, copy each other. I don't really know why, but I mean, I literally said you can't make this stuff up because of it being, just crazy, things get out of hand and all. And when you're doing dumpster diving and you're doing side of the road, um, scavenging, picking or whatever. And I don't make this stuff up. It just happens, and it goes and uses my words. I mean, seriously, get your own freaking words. I freaking say, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I say, it's like she copies everything I say. I don't understand. And then gets mad if I happen to say a word that she said. But then I've been watching a lot of videos, and some of the people say the same things. It's really weird. I mean, I don't understand. Like, I may say something, you know what I mean? Like, win-win, or, I mean, that's something everybody would probably say, or I use some type of cliche or whatever. Um, and then somebody else says the same thing. I mean, I know that people are probably going to say the same stuff and all, but not like right after I say it. Whatever. I just don't understand people. Whatever. But anyways, people need to have their own personalities and stuff. But anyways, I just think that's weird. I said something and then she goes and says it right after I said it. I mean, you know, about something about the jacuzzi or whatever. I mean, I just don't understand why people need to copy everything I say. I mean, geez, I can't even have my own. I can't even have things that actually happen to me. You know what I mean? It did happen to me. It was rough walking back and forth 7 times, and then have somebody come up with the same basic story, but it was only 2 times. And this guy, and she said she was going to go over and with the guy and tell him to, I didn't understand why he didn't just pick 2 of them up. Well, maybe he didn't pick both of the suitcases up because it gets heavy. And I'm sorry, but I can't like just put backpacks and freaking a cart and all these things on me and just walk like that. You know what I'm saying? It gets real heavy. That's why I had to go back and forth because I didn't, and it really don't recommend it. And I had to do it the other day. I had to do it again, but I didn't have to go very far because there just happened to be some things on the side of the road close to where I live and all. But that hurt me, my leg, my ankle. But I got so hot yesterday, that happened. I got dehydrated and stuff. Something also happened with my dad that I probably just, I haven't really talked about it, but it was upsetting. I don't want to get myself upset, but I'll say it, and then in the next video or something, explain about what happened. It's very upsetting to me. I had to call 911, but I'll put it in. I'm not going to talk any longer because it's been like 18 minutes, and I really don't like to have long videos and stuff. But I will say it in the next about what happened and everything. And I've been really upset about it and really want to talk about it, but I'll just go ahead and talk about it next time. But anyways, look, Riley's over there sleeping. Riley's tired. He's a little Inspector Gadget. He wanted to know what I was doing this morning, and he went. It's so cute. He's Inspector Gadget. He went down, where I was, and I had to bring some things, just around the corner, basically. But it seems like it took forever. And the cat goes down there, and he's funny because he's like Inspector Gadget and looks to see what I'm doing and everything. And then almost got in the sewer, and I said, no, no, no. No, Riley, come on, let's go home so you can get your food. And he walked home with me. He's a freaking cat, isn't that sweet? But anyway, thank you all again for stopping by my channel and all. Please, like and subscribe, and as always, have a good day or night. Riley, kitty, 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 are you listening to me? Riley! He's listening, but he's not. He's like, I don't have time for this, I'm tired, I'm a cat. I just need to get some sleep. I don't have time for this bright light stuff and all. He's listening to me, but he's not. Riley, look how pretty you are. Okay, Riley, go look at his ears. He's listening to me, but he's like, I don't know if I want to be dealing with you. I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. Riley has a girlfriend outside. There's been a little girl. We've had a little visitor come by at night. meowing. And I was like, you're not going outside, you know, go outside during the day. And sometimes I have to let him out because he gets so upset. But he doesn't go very far. He doesn't leave the court. So that's good. But anyway, thank you all for stopping by my channel. I guess he's a tired boy. He's going to have to get some sleep. I don't even know why that would even be comfortable over there. But anyways, thank you all for, you know, stopping by my channel and all. Please like and subscribe. And as always, have a good day or night. Bye-bye.